Hi, folks. I hope everyone's doing really good. Looks like it's going to be another hot, steamy, sunny day here in Michigan. So I figured get a video done here in the morning while it's a little cooler. Got all the windows and the fans going. But anyway, I got a Schatt Morgan Jr. Scout to show. But first, let me clear up something about this Cripple Creek. Let's move this over here. Cripple Creek jackknife, Big Jack. I had mistakenly labeled it as a equal end cigar trapper only because that's what the seller called it. So I should have did the research beforehand because there's no trapper blood in the ancestry of this knife. GEC called it a Big Jack 54, and Cripple Creek called it the same thing. Smoky Mountain Knife Works had them for sale, and they labeled it as a Cripple Creek equal end cigar Big Jack. So the only reason why I kind of went with the trapper thing is because most jackknives have a large main blade and then a smaller secondary blade, where this has both equal length knives. So I figured, well, the seller was calling it a trapper. That's what I'll put down. But my mistake. Live and learn. It is a beautiful knife, though, and I'm glad there's no trapper blood in it. So we'll put that right back. Let's take a quick spin around the block, and then I'll show that Schatt Morgan Scout. Over here, I slid the Victorinoxes over, the Solos. There's that cool toad sticker box. Over here, we have the Christopher Johnson Sheffield, and this is a display stand, and that is the Queen Cutlery Building in Titusville, Pennsylvania. So that's pretty cool. It's got magnets where you can stick the stick the knife up there. And let's see what else we got over there. We got Warthog Jr. And there's two other knives on here I want to show. This is another Cripple Creek. That's a number 14 in elderberry, jig bone. And that Schatt Morgan is a beautiful Barlow. I mean, that one is flawless, so I'll be showing that pretty soon. Then you got your QSP, a farm and field tool, muslin micarta pocket carver, Otter Messer anchor knife, vintage. And this is pretty cool. I'm going to be showing this soon. This is a pale jack, a equal end jack. And this is vintage 40s with Delrin, 40s or 50s. But this is pretty rare with the, they call this the baseball shield. So you guys are going to like that. And then over here we got the toad sticker right there, which is great to get your English muffins out of the toaster so you don't burn your hand. Schatt Morgan Teardrop Gent in Mother of Pearl, single blade. Just a beautiful knife. I'll be showing that soon too. And of course the Frank Buster Whittler with some really small carving blades here on the back side. And a nice long blade there. All right, well, let's get to business here and pull out this Schatt Morgan Scout. First, let's take a look at the box. Man, my voice. This is, I have no idea what this New York Cutlery Company thing is about. I don't know if this knife was built at the New York Cutlery Company or at Queen in Titusville, Pennsylvania. But the tang stamp on the knife says New York on it. So I'm going to assume it was built at this place with the Schatt Morgan name. And this one's called 044221 Premier. So let's slide it on out. Take a look. See what you guys think. Got some beautiful coloring on this jigging. It's the Schatt Morgan Premier Series, as you'll see on the shield. At first, I thought that this blade here might be something to do with a can opener style blade, but after after taking a good close look at it, it's just a carving tool, and I'll show you that once we get it in the hand. This got a beautiful spear point with the match strike pole. You got pinch bolsters, pinch fluted bolsters. It looks to be an amber jig bone. It doesn't say it on the box. It just gives the manufacturing code. But as you'll see, you got Schatt Morgan and New York stamped on the tangs. So let's take a better look at it. See how it says New York on the tang stamp down there? So I guess I gotta assume that it was made in New York, but last time I assumed that the Cripple Creek Big Jack cigar equal end was a trapper. And of course I made an ass out of you and me, assume. So until I can get some further information, right now I'm going to assume that it's made in New York for Schatt Morgan. Or I don't know if maybe all the Queen Cutlery employees went to New York on a field trip and built a knife there. I guess that's a far out idea. Let's take a look at the other side. Cap lifter screwdriver, pen blade, main blade, and a carving blade. And once again, it's got some beautifully jigged bone. Although the show side is much better. So let's take a look at it in the hand and see how functional everything is. Snap these down. Start out with the main blade. Some cool colors there. Like I said, this is not a big knife. It's a probably 3 1/4 inch, I think they said, or 3 1/8 inch. But I like the swedge up on here. I like the match strike pole, and that etch is pretty cool. See Schatt Morgan, New York. And let's see what we got here. Is the pen blade. Nothing stamped on that. Go back to this side. Now this carving blade is cool. This is kind of the reason why I wanted this knife. I had never seen a blade like this. And that says New York on it. But as you'll see, it's got a forward choil right here and a spot for your thumb, so you can really do some good carving, whether it's that way or reverse pull. Got the shakes with all that Mountain Dew again. But look how gently that fits right in there. That is like the perfect carving tool to do some good detail work. And we'll pull out the cap lifter screwdriver. Now it's pretty sturdy. For a small knife, you're thinking, okay, how's that going to work? Open up your bottle of beer by the campfire. Well, looks like it'll work all right. Now, let's compare it to some other camp knives. Camp knife, scout knife, however you want to call it. I'm just messing everything up here. Let's put that, let's clean it up a little bit. That one in the middle. And this is a full-size Boker Scout, the vintage one from 1960s. Put that up there, and you'll see the big difference on the size of these knives. And I also have a vintage Cub Scout knife from Camillus. And just to get a good size reference, I'm going to pull out the Victorinox Farmer, which, even though they don't call it a scout knife, is probably the most useful camp knife you can get, at least in my book. Let's clean this one up a little better. Get you a final look at everything. So you're going to see how small this Schatt and Morgan is right off the bat. So there's your regular 93 millimeter Victorinox Farmer, which is slightly bigger than the Camillus Cub Scout knife, which is slightly smaller than the Boker Vintage equal end. So if you're going to take the Schatt and Morgan out camping with you, I suggest you bring maybe a big Bowie knife or something on your hip, something a little bigger, and just do your detail work with the Schatt and Morgan. So there you go. Take care, my friends. Have a good day. Bye-bye.